All right, she built this city on rock and roll. We're talking about Grace Slick, of course, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, and she is here with a sneak peek at her art show this weekend. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
All right, first of all, we built this city. That was Starship. And I was reading that was a #1 song. You were, at the time, the oldest person to have a #1 song, and you were 44 years old.
I'm 68 now.
You are?
I'm probably the oldest person in the room.
Grace, you're a little hard on yourself. Like I said, you're always going to be a young rock and roller to me. This is the person I always remember. I don't know if we can get a shot of the cover here. But here she is with the Starship and the gang of characters. Look at how lovely. Started out as a fashion model. Beautiful, still beautiful. And also, I wanted to get, before we get to your art, I wanted to ask you a few of the music questions. And obviously, this is Jimi Hendrix here. And I wanted to ask you about Jimi Hendrix and what you knew of him during those days, because he died so young.
Well, he, I think, represented as a single individual, not bands like Beatles and Stones, obviously, but as a single individual, he really represented the 60s. I mean, the way he looked, the way he sounded, who he was, just an incredible musician. And this thing I called peace paint for a while. Mm-hmm. I don't know what my agent calls it now, but as opposed
peace paint?
Yeah, I called it peace paint as opposed to war paint.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And you did this with acrylics?
Yeah, big blotches of acrylic.
And now, how many years ago did you do this?
Several. And what I do now is what I call an overpaint, and the art world calls it mixed media, and that means this is a copy of the original, and then I'll put acrylic on top of it.
Oh, I see.
Now this one doesn't have acrylic on top of it. This is just a photo, like a G-clay or whatever they call it.
Yeah, G-clay, yeah.
And but when I put acrylic on top of it, there are big chunks of paint on it.
Right, exactly.
And people seem to like chunks, so I do that a lot.
It makes it seem original is what it does, Grace.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this painting here. Originally, I said, hey, is that Woodstock? And you said, no. What'd you say?
Well, it wasn't that pleasant. No. Woodstock was just a muddy mess.
Exactly. Let's go in on this one here.
Monterey Pop.
Yeah,
a festival.
Monterey Pops.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go in on this and point out some of the people in here. I recognize Crosby and Jerry Garcia.
Yeah,
who else do we have?
That's me. That's Mama Cass.
Yeah.
Brian Jones.
Brian Jones, of course,
died
the original drummer from the Stones.
Jimi Hendrix, Spencer Dryden, Ben Fong Torres, who was a writer for Rolling Stone.
Is that Ravi Shankar?
Ravi Shankar, John Phillips, Neil Young. Keith Moon, Roger Daltrey, Generic Groupie, Pete Townsend, Otis Redding,
Generic Groupie,
Jack Cassidy, Janis Joplin, Generic Drug Dealer, Marty Ballin, Jorma Kaukonen, Mahatma Gandhi. Now, he wasn't there.
Gandhi?
Yeah.
You added that, a little artistic license
yes, artistic license. He wasn't there, and Alice in Wonderland and the White Rabbit weren't there either.
Now, listen, you were good friends, I understand, with Janis Joplin. And,
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you guys hung out together. Those must have been some pretty tough days.
Well...
How did you survive that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because the rest of them didn't.
It's just luck of the draw or something. Heroin is tricky because it's so small. You think, well, maybe I'll have a little more, and just that much more will kill you.
Yeah, and when you combine it with
pretty
whiskey,
big.
Yeah.
Alcohol is a slow, stupid death, and your wife leaves you, and you lose your job, and your liver falls out, and it's just slow and stupid.
Right.
Unless you get killed in a car or something. But heroin can be real sudden.
Yeah,
just bam, you're out of here.
And it killed a lot of them. I mean, think about the people who died. Jimmy, Janis, and of course Jim Morrison. And you have a Jim Morrison story, right? You guys were close? Yeah,
well, we did a tour with them where they would open one night and we'd open one night in Europe.
Yeah.
And the guy could take more drugs in any one sitting than anybody I've ever seen. He used himself like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
See, how far can you push the human brain?
And we found out, didn't we?
You can't push it that far.
Yeah, you can't push it.
The body doesn't like it. The brain may be having fun, but the body's not.
All right, tell us the story about when you were in the White House. You were with Tricia Nixon.
Well,
and you guys were going to, sort of storm the gates.
No, I was invited.
Yeah, I know. But then you wanted to storm the gates.
No.
You didn't?
No, I wanted to dose Richard Nixon with 600 mics of acid. And
yes, you wanted to spike the punch.
All the ladies were in line, and see, they sent an invitation to Grace Wing, which is my maiden name.
Right.
So that didn't mean anything to anybody. Grace Wing, fine, whatever. And then the security recognized me, and he said, "I'm sorry, I can't go in because you're a security risk."
You're a
And he
radical
was right.
You were a radical bomb thrower.
He was.
And you literally had acid in your pocket?
Yeah, and I had a long fingernail for cocaine, and I was going to go in there, and you stand at a formal tea, and you just wave it over Nixon's teacup, and in half an hour the guy'd be completely nuts. But he got himself out, so it didn't matter that they wouldn't let me in, because they said, "You're a security risk."
And who was your date? Abby Hoffman?
Abby Hoffman.
Yeah, okay. Gee, I wonder why they didn't let you in there, Grace.
No, they didn't bother Abby. That's what was so weird.
They didn't bother Abby.
I thought they were going to arrest Abby or something, but they didn't even say anything.
Wasn't he the one who said, "Don't trust anybody over 30"?
That's right.
And now what do we say?
That's right.
What do we say? Don't trust anybody over 30. Not even Grace Slick.
Same thing. Don't trust me either.
Don't trust Grace Slick.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, so many stories to tell. And obviously much of it is coming through in your art, which is so beautiful. And let's put up the information. This is the Wentworth Gallery. Have you ever been there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. And it's down in La Jolla on Prospect, and that's going to be tonight from 6 to 9, and then Saturday again from 6 until 9, and you're going to be there that entire time.
Hey, toss to Joe for weather at Chroma Key.
And take it away, Joe. Thank you.
Come on over and visit the weather area. It's very nice over here. Come over.
Thank you, Grace.